Buick may not be on your car shopping list, but the new Envista should be, especially if you're looking for value. Seriously.
For many, an automobile is much more than just transportation. It's a status symbol, a useful tool for schlepping things, even art. This is the Buick Envista, the first ever, as automakers like to say. It's the first Buick to get the updated tri-shield and nose off the Wildcat concept vehicle. You'll be seeing this face a lot as it makes its way across all of the brand's cars, or should I say SUV crossovers, because that's all Buick offers now.
In my week with this, for some reason, it grabbed a lot of eyeballs, more so than usual. So I started asking people how much they thought it might cost, spoke to about a dozen, most of them on the younger side. Nobody guessed under $40,000. The sweet spot was 45 to 50 grand. One guy thought it was $75,000. So here is the Monroney to this particular car, what a lot of people call the window sticker. Yeah, it's just over $29,000. So obviously, Envista makes a good first impression.
Take a peek inside this mid-level sport touring model, and it continues to impress. In fact, I prefer the vibe in here to the more expensive Encore GX ST I recently drove. There's a wide digital display that was exclusive to luxury cars just a few years back. Some materials have the look of a Volvo I used to own. This is heated. These are too. No, it's not real leather, but friends and family will never know. For cowhide, go with the fancy Avenir model. It's only around $2 grand more. A base preferred Envista goes for $23,500, and it's solid transportation. There are budget touches in the ST. Most are tucked away out of sight. It's pretty common that passenger chairs don't get power adjustment. The average vehicle transaction these days is in the high $40,000 range. It says a lot about how Envista presents itself. It's built on the same architecture as the new Chevy Trax, if you prefer to arrive wearing a bow tie. The updated 1.2-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder is good for 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. It's the base engine in Encore GX. Trax uses it too. Envista is front-wheel drive only. That will disappoint some hoping for a Subaru Crosstrek competitor. The 6-speed gearbox lever takes up some console space, but it has a great feel. No paddle shifters, manual control is done here. And no drive modes. Buick believes it has set Envista up perfectly.
Envista isn't particularly powerful, but neither are the competitors, right? As far as acceleration goes, I would say this is mid-pack, if not one of the quicker ones. If you brake, torque, launch this, I would say you could hit 60 miles an hour in just over 9 seconds. For the intended customer, the acceleration is just fine. And I don't think that Buick owners are going to brake, torque, launch.
The power curve works, and yeah, I'm stereotyping Buick owners. There's the possibility that younger buyers may consider Envista over front-wheel drive versions of Honda HR-V, Toyota Corolla Cross, Kia Seltos, Volkswagen Taos, and Nissan's budget Kicks because, traditionally, Buick is more of a premium brand. But it still hasn't fully shed its geriatric image, so there's that.
Buicks are supposed to have two things, right? A plush ride and a quiet cabin. This has both. Within reason, it is an inexpensive car. It has active noise cancellation, so it's fairly quiet in here. Plus, the suspension is a little bit on the firm side, so it's controlled, but it is comfortable.
The front suspension is McPherson strut. This car is equipped with a $1,000 Experience Buick package, so the rear suspension is upgraded to Wattslink. Enthusiasts aren't going to rush out and buy an Envista, but it's a vehicle to recommend to friends and family on a budget.
The shifts of the 6-speed are nice and smooth, that's not an issue, but on a steep grade like this, it does like to hold on to taller gears. and it causes the engine to lug a bit. It doesn't like to downshift.
That's where a sport drive mode would help. Envista isn't a powerhouse, but still, when I had 5 adults on board, it scampered up one of Seattle's steepest streets without an issue.
Nearly all modern cars have an automatic engine stop-start system. The one in the Envista is pretty smooth on shutdown. Startup? Also, not bad. Pretty smooth. Chances are you won't turn it off.
Those are supposed to save fuel. Envista is solidly mid-pack in that department. The EPA rates the average at 30 miles per gallon, better than HRV, a smidge more thirsty than Taos, Corolla Cross, and Seltos. Automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection is standard. The base ADAS safety tech is modest. Equipped with the $600 advanced safety package, Envista adds adaptive cruise control and blind spot warning. It's worth the money.
The lane keeping system? That's what I would call relaxed. It allows a lot of play within the lane. Not exactly confidence inspiring.
More details about the cabin. Overall, it's pleasant in here with good visibility. The ST is a mid-tier model, probably the one that most people will buy. There's some unexpected details happening. Padding where you want it, stitching where you'll see it. Heck, I'd like to see this door panel pattern in the more expensive Encore GX. Even seat piping. Plus, there's set and forget automatic climate. The dash screen is 2 displays fused to look like one. The interface side looks good and operates well. There's not a lot to control since this is a basic vehicle. The cluster display has austere graphics. It's switchable and assignable. It's all blah though. Same with the smallish sunroof. It's $1,000? There's phone projection, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are wireless, and a Qi charger too. It works well with my iPhone 13 Pro. Many of them don't. The unbranded sound system is respectable for a budget vehicle. There's decent punch.
How much is this car again with shipping?
$29,070.
That is a good deal, and it's got a usable back seat. We're both 5'9". Headroom is good. Knee, leg, and foot room actually quite generous. The cushion is high enough for excellent thigh support, and the door opening's big enough to get car seats in and out, no problem. The door pocket is big enough. I like this little cubby. They did cheap out on this trim though, and no pocket on this seat back. Boo hiss. No adjustable vents, but I can charge my phone, and I do like this little cubby here. The floor is as flat as an EV, which is good for footroom. I do wish there was a fold-down armrest with cup holders, but you know, there is the price. And the bench is actually fairly wide, so you could get 3 average-sized adults back here for short trips, but I think you know what I'm going to say. For comfort, keep it to 2.
People do seem to like the shape of the Envista. This little message is proof. There was such a strong reaction to this car, I wanted to get folks on camera, but man, people are shy these days. The signature line on this car is certainly the C-pillar. It adds the illusion of length, which brings up the fact that Envista is longer than Encore GX by nearly a foot, wheelbase is stretched by 4 inches, but it's lower by 3. Buick says it's going after buyers coming from sedans, so the lower profile might work there. This looks like a hatchback to me, though the floating roof feature has a Versa or Sentra sedan vibe about it. All of the exterior lighting is LED. The Sunrise red metallic paint at nearly $500 makes a statement, though it sure looks orange to me. It's not your screen. And I've got to say, the shark mouth grille is one of the reasons why people think Envista looks more expensive than it is.
A powered tailgate? Not all Envista's competitors offer that. I mean, it is part of a $600 option package, but at least you can get it.
This MacGyver storage hack keeps the security shade from being damaged when hauling taller things. Nice touch. I don't have a half gallon of milk. One would fit nicely here. No bag hooks, though. Those would help out. There is the trend of not supplying a spare tire. Glad Buick isn't affected by peer pressure. Envista, at 11 inches longer than Encore GX, has 3 cubic feet more passenger room, but there's less cargo space. In max configuration, it's 42 cubes, that's 8 less, and this doesn't offer Encore's front folding passenger chair that lets super long things slide in. With all seats filled, there's nearly 21 cubic feet, that's 3 less than GX, and yet Envista takes on the same number of TP packs, that's 6. However, its sloping roofline might keep large boxes from being loaded. And for those who don't believe the tailgate closes without scrunching the 2-ply, well, it doesn't even need a little push.
Ye of little faith. Let's wrap this up. Time for red light, green light.
Green light. Undercutting much of the competition on price, Envista is a good value. Considering the cost, buyers get interesting design inside and out. Driving dynamics are well balanced for mainstream buyers. The cabin is roomy and useful with good visibility. Yellow light. The back seat is adult friendly, but skimps on features. Spring for the full ADAS safety tech suite, and lane keep assist is still more of a suggestion than an actual occurrence. Fuel economy is decent, but slightly lower than most of the competition. Red lights. All-wheel drive is not available. The dual display instrument panel gets dull cluster graphics, and that's what you stare at. And because there are no drive modes, the transmission holds higher gears, causing some engine lugging. In my Encore GX review, I felt it was too expensive for what it delivers. Is Envista's price too low? Now that might sound weird since the pricing and design has the potential to draw new customers to Buick, but in the black art of marketing, there is the danger of diluting the cachet of an upmarket brand.
If you're looking for something practical, stylish, and affordable, the Buick Envista kind of checks all the boxes. Plus, being a Buick, it's not a budget brand, so you get a little bit of a luxury halo. It's $29,000, very well equipped. It's a good deal.
If the brand's image concerns you, consider that your friends and neighbors might not recognize the new logo. The Buick Envista is not a high-performance machine, but it's a gift to people looking for attractive, solid, usable transportation that transcends cheap and cheerful. Maybe you'd really rather drive a Buick. To anyone out there that says they won't buy this because Buick is a grandpa's car, well, you can always shop at the Chevy store for a Trax. It's even a couple grand less and looks great, more rugged than Envista. I'm trying to get one to see if there's much difference between the two. But honestly, if you like the Buick, go for it. I'm a big fan of buying the car that you love and not worrying what other people think. Don't fall for marketing and branding.
As always, special thanks to Martin Campbell. Come on up here. He drives while I shoot running footage. And how much did you guess this car was when you got into it?
38,000.
Yeah, and he was by far the closest. So, yeah, this presents well.
Nice rig.
It is a nice rig. Yeah, for the price, sure.
And for Buick connoisseurs, have you noticed that there's a design cue that's gone? Right? No Ventaports. An older couple that asked about the car didn't know this was a Buick because it didn't have any of those. They've been gone for a while now.
Before I go, just wanted to remind you that your automobile is by far the most complex consumer product that you own, bar none. And the manufacturing process, incredibly sophisticated. Let's take this car, for example. The engine is made in Mexico. It's brought over to South Korea, where the Envista is made. That whole thing is shipped over to the United States, where the fine folks of Iowa and Kansas and Minnesota can enjoy their Buick. So next time you walk out to your car, give it a little pat. Let it know that you understand how sophisticated it is. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to this channel, click notifications, follow me on social media. If you want to support this channel, please do YouTube Super Thanks or Venmo. My name is Tom Volk, spelled a little funny, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. That's driven.
I'm Tom Volk.